Hi, hello everyone. Can you just confirm that you can hear me? Maybe someone could say in the chat if it works. Welcome everyone. So I just want to have a look at the current prices really. Hi everyone. Looks like you can hear me. All right, perfect. So yeah, I just wanted to thanks again for joining. I don't know who attended this morning's live stream. Probably nobody because it was a completely different time zone, but maybe you guys did. A lot of people from Australia were in this morning's when we broke the all-time high. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Just wanted to have a quick look at what's happening because a lot is happening with Cardano at the moment, and I'll just go into the hourly chart. Need to adjust that. Thought because there were quite a few requests for another video today, so I thought I'd just go live so I can also answer your questions. And we're having a look. So obviously this morning when I went live this morning, we broke the all-time high. This was just when we actually broke it or just after we broke it. So then we went into this pattern here, into this sort of triangle formation. One possibility would have been to break out to the top, obviously, because we had this triangle trend continuation pattern, but we actually unfortunately broke to the downside, even broke the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement zone here, and then went all the way down. And I said in another video that I did around lunchtime here in the UK today, that as long as we hold like the 250, this level here, like the 255, that we're still bullish and that we are on a good way. And apparently we broke it briefly, but then we bounced off the 0.736 Fibonacci, and now we're on our way up again. So it looks all good at the moment for Cardano. It looks pretty strong. And I'm just gonna have a look what you guys are putting into the chat. Prediction for Cardano for this market top. Well, I think personally, I believe Bitcoin will see at least 100K this bull run. And if that happens, that's pretty much a 2x, maybe even a little bit more. So I believe Cardano, for me, from my personal point of view, I think Cardano $5 should be possible this year. But I think if Bitcoin goes higher than 100K, I think Cardano can even see up to $10 this year. That would be crazy and would be very optimistic, but I think it is realistic, at least for a short period of time. I think after September the 12th, so there's a question in the chat about what we can expect after September the 12th. Well, I think we actually might see a short drop after September the 12th. I think most of the price action will happen, the anticipation before. I think we will see another a couple of weeks of prices going up. And then because if we go back to when the last hard fork took place here on the 1st of March, which was the local top, this top here on the 1st of March, you can see that we went up in 3 waves. So there was a first wave, pretty much starting here in the beginning of January, took a really slow, went up slowly, but then really picked up here on the 5th of February. We went up from, where were we, 40 cents to 90 cents really. Then we had a very similar move that we're doing at the moment, so a slight correction. Then again we gained speed and it went up from pretty much down here from 80 cents to $1.10. And then again we had a drop of actually more than the whole price increase was, but then it went up even more to 150. So that whole range here, when we actually went up, that was from the beginning to the end, we saw an increase of 230%. So really crazy increase. So I think something similar could happen in the next couple of weeks, just going up further. But then you can see after the hard fork, we really saw a lot of sideways movement. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think just there's a lot, people are buying now in anticipation. And then I think there might be a sell-off. I don't think many people will sell before the 12th, but it might actually happen that people will sell on the 12th or maybe just a few days before that. So, but I'm holding long term anyway. So for me, I don't really want to sell any ADA this year. All right, this is why ADA is down. You can, Who knows? We should be trending upwards, but don't be surprised. So I think why we didn't break up further today is basically because if we go zoom out a little bit, and then it becomes pretty clear. You know, normally when you go to a new all-time high, you should see massive price increase and the volume. I mean, there was volume, but I think the reason why we didn't really break much more to the upside or move much more was because Cardano is currently trading in a channel. ADA is trading in this channel, and here it always provided support since the 9th of August, 8th of August. So we went up, down, we touched it a few times, and now we're on the upside. But if I zoom in a little bit, you can see that we've been touching this top here a few times now, and today we were nearly there, so we didn't have enough buying power to go through. I think this is quite an important resistance line, and I think that stopped us from going even higher. So hopefully next week, with more volume in the market, potentially more institutional investors trading as well, potentially we can then break to the upside. So that's what I hope. So Wendy Woman asked, Wendy Ruman, you say that what happens if Cardano will just totally fall? I don't think that will happen. There's so much that fundamentally backs Cardano up. I'm sure many of you guys agree. There is so much that backs Cardano up from a fundamental point of view. I mean, you need to imagine that we are now already at, I mean, Cardano is just so powerful. Cardano is top 3 crypto by market cap now, if that hasn't changed recently. Let me just, I think we are on the 3rd. Yeah, we're on the 3rd here. And Cardano, even now, without smart contracts being live, Cardano has such a massive market cap, and it just shows the investment. It just shows the interest of people, of users, of developers. It won't totally fall. I mean, if it falls, then it will fall because the whole crypto market falls, you know. So this will go up more, in my opinion. Well, I'm just catching up on the chat here. After smart contract ads, we get a lot of NFT. I mean, yeah, NFTs is, you know, the NFTs are really trending at the moment, and obviously Cardano supports NFTs as well on the platform. Ethereum is costly, that's true. You can see the gas fees, I believe, here on CoinMarketCap. You can see the gas fees up here still very high. They're just crazy still. They are so high, even though the London hard fork took place. Gas fees are still high. They won't get that sorted in the next 2 weeks. And when Cardano comes onto the market, can basically do everything what Ethereum is doing, just faster and cheaper. And there is a bridge to Ethereum already. I think many will consider potentially moving across. But that all depends on the users and how it's all going. But I believe it will go well. 447 in a few weeks. Yeah, I believe that could be the case. I mean, if we have another look on the Cardano chart, I believe what could happen is we actually have a sort of a trend line. Sometimes a bit hard to see here. That's the hourly chart. Let me just go back to the daily chart. I think that is one possible price target, actually. If we zoom in now again, that's the daily chart. And we start here basically, this is sort of for me like a trend line that has formed, and that might be the next price target, definitely a resistance level. Up here at around 370, I think that will be a big one, because you connect that top up here, that was a huge top here, with the, well, the all-time high on the 7th of May, or the 16th of May, and I believe that's a huge important line, that because it also is very close to one of the Fibonacci trend extension levels at 365. So I think when we get there, that will be a little bit of a struggle to get through there, but definitely at a price target for the next few weeks, I believe. Stupid to sell before the 12th of September. Yeah, the thing is, nobody really knows. So, I mean, I'm holding long term, and I always buy dollar cost averaging. I wouldn't sell because nobody knows what's happening. It could even go up much higher after the 12th of September. And it's nearly impossible to, you know, to pick the top. And everybody needs to decide for themselves if they want to take profit or not. But for me, Cardano is a long-term thing. What will be the influence of Japan when Cardano can be bought? I think it will, yeah, I think you will notice it. I think there might be a lot of anticipation. I think it's really good timing that Cardano will go live in Japan end of August, you know, like a couple of weeks before the mainnet rollout. So I think that will have a huge impact. I mean, you know, it's not a massive country, but I believe there's a lot of buying power there. And this was pretty big in the news. So certainly I think it might have an impact. It might be another catalyst. And I believe it all depends where the price currently is. So if at around the 25th of August we are sort of somewhere where we could nearly make a breakout, and I think then more buying power is coming in, then it could really be a catalyst for another move up. Can you talk about Ergo? Yeah, I know Ergo. I made a video on Ergo. Actually, when I was on holiday, I did a video. I made a video. I think Ergo is pretty good. Decentralized finance. As far as I know, people can give their cryptocurrencies basically as security and then borrow money, fiat money, against those cryptocurrencies, allowing basically everybody without having any bank in between to borrow fiat money, which is pretty good because first of all, it helps people who don't have access to the banking system, but it also helps anyone else who wants to avoid taxes. So I believe you can also stake with Ergo stake pools, which I'm not doing because I'm staking with Ray. I am trading, sorry, I'm trading with Ray. I'm staking with Ray because I get X-Ray tokens. I found that a bit more attractive because you still get 5% ADA rewards, but with Ergo, yeah, I think you can also get Ergo tokens airdropped when you're staking with them. And this is basically a good way of possibility to borrow money without having to sell your cryptos, your Cardano, your ADA, I mean, and whatever. Because whenever you sell to get money, you know, this is a taxable event, so you would have possibly to pay taxes on it. Whereas when you just want to hold it long term, but you need some money right now, maybe to buy whatever, or to pay off another loan or whatever, then you can just give your cryptos as security and you can borrow money. I think it's a really good concept, really good team. I made a video on that, you can check it out, but Ergo is pretty good, yeah. A good time to re-enter, that is nearly impossible to answer because it all depends on what your strategy is. Do you want to hold long term? You know, if you're holding long term, I mean, I'm still buying because I buy every week, dollar cost averaging. And for me, even now at these prices, I mean, I believe, and I said that in every video, that I think Cardano will at least hit 450, and that's a conservative guess this year. And in a few years' time, it will be much higher from my point of view. I mean, we are just at 257 now, even though smart contracts aren't even running. So there's a lot of anticipation, a lot of expectations. And the thing is, you never know. You never know. I mean, if you don't, for example, for me, I'm doing cost averaging, so I buy a little bit. For me, if I had a lump sum of money now available and I would think about, do I want to enter Cardano now? Do I wait? I would buy a little bit now and then maybe a little bit more in a week and a little bit more in a week, because you never know if prices will fall or if they now go straight to $5. So it's impossible to answer what a good time to re-enter it. For me, because I'm in the long run, I don't really mind, because I believe maybe in a few months it will be way above where we are now. And this sort of buying in small batches makes total sense to me, because then you participate in price moves either way. And if prices go down, then you can at least buy more for your money. And if prices go up, you can already participate in the appreciation of your ADA coins. ADA $500, I'm not sure if that will ever happen. Melt, yeah, Melt. I think I did a video on Melt, but I can't really remember the details about Melt. Melt. Was that a decentralized Melt? Yeah, I think I made a video on that. But I think all of these are pretty good. I think all of these are pretty good projects as well. I think it's similar to Ergo, isn't it? It's a crypto lending platform. And I think all of these work pretty well. Charles made a video to, yeah, I mean $150 that even ADA hitting. I mean we are now at 250, so you know nobody knows what in 50 years is, but yes, Cardano and Nervous partnership really good. Crossbridge, yes, I agree. Talked about that in another video as well. Yeah, Meld is a bit like Ergo. That's what I thought. I don't know exactly the details at the moment. So the thing is, we need to wait. Which, you know, this is obviously all then built on the Cardano ecosystem. Nothing's live yet, only in the test net. And I think it's a bit like, you know, in today's world, you know, there will be a couple maybe that will make it, and we must understand that some of these projects will maybe not attract enough users, might just not make it. But this is still very much in the beginning. It's a bit, I believe, like the cryptocurrency space as a whole. There are many coins and tokens which just won't make it, which will just disappear, especially in a bear market. But I think it's a little bit similar with all these decentralized applications. I think some of them might not make it, you know, so it's a bit so. For example, you can, I think, also stake with the Melt stake pool, but I'm staking with Ray. I made a video on Ray. It's pretty cool. Ray, it's another sort of small ecosystem built on the Cardano ecosystem where I think you can, it's an NFT marketplace, decentralized finance, a swap. I think they do swaps as well. And if you stake with them, you can still get 5% ADA as rewards, plus you get X-ray tokens as rewards, which you can then use in that decentralized application when it's finally running. I don't think Cardano will ever be 500. I think that's a bit crazy. ADA is making me feel so nervous. Why does ADA make you feel nervous? I think ADA or Cardano, I mean, it's tough times. I mean, it is really interesting what's playing out on these charts at the moment. I can go back to the hourly chart. I think we will see a little bit more. 257 again. So I think we're quite comfortable over the 255. I think as long as we are over the 255 and we've successfully stayed above it. I mean, there were two candles that closed, well, one candle closed below, but then the next candle turned green and we're on our way up. And this seems pretty good. Seems like a round shape now here, and that could really, in a wave formation, move us to this 270 level up here, potentially. But first of all, we need to get through all these retracement levels here, and we need to get through the, I believe that one here is a, just delete that triangle because that is now wasn't validated. But this one here, the first Fibonacci retracement level, is a clear line of support that acted as support 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that will be a resistance level we need to get through at 261. So we need to see what's going to happen. Luckily on the hourly chart, we can see that now also the a 20-day moving average is moving up. So that seems to provide some support, which is nice. Slowly moving the price back up. And to me, that looks like something, I think the pattern is called an ascending scallop. It's a bullish move now. So you can see this sort of curved shape. And then we should move up like that a little bit. So, but these patterns, sometimes they play out, sometimes they just don't play out. Let me have a look at the chat. Is it good to trade ADA? Well, I'm not sure. I buy and hold, so I'm not really doing any trading with ADA. I guess, you know, anytime, you know, you can trade and make money potentially, but the thing is, in these areas of all-time highs, it's extremely difficult to trade. So it is easier to trade in sort of a sideways movement where you can clearly see a channel, and we had that before. I mean, when whenever you in something like a move like this here, it's because it's sort of like a channel that's forming, and where your prices go up and down, no crazy moves. Actually, you can trade quite good, I think. But in these times here at the top, I think it's good to just buy and hold, at least for me, because the problem is it's hard to pick the top and the bottom of, so for me, it's often easier just to buy and hold, because it just sometimes, when you just do trading, you just get shaken out, and then you miss potentially some of these crazy moves to the upsides. These, for example, these crazy moves here, that we had in the last few weeks, if you want to do trading and you just miss these out, So for me, it's just buy and hold, and potentially selling some of my cryptos at the end of the bull market. Well, I will, but I said before, I've got a portfolio that I hold long term, which I will not touch in the next 3 to 4 years, and then I have a portfolio where I do some trading, where I will probably towards the end of the bull market start to sell some of my positions, not necessarily ADA, but other cryptos, and I will not sell everything at once. I will sell maybe 25%, then the next 25%, then the next 25%, and then maybe I'll keep the last 25%. Yeah, Iota, I think, is a really good project. Algorand, what about Algo? I think Algo is really good. I think there's something happening in October. Governance, something seems to be introduced. I think the price is really good. I think Algo still has a lot to catch up in terms of price. I think Algo is a really good project. It's a bit different to Cardano, but they more, let's say, address institutions and institutional customers, I would say. And also they work on CBDC, so central bank digital currencies. So a lot of potential with Algo as well. I staked with Ray. Yeah, I'm staking with Ray as well, Nino. Is it worth buying Iota? Yeah, as I said, I think it's a really good project. It's backed by the EU and some other countries, and they have a lot of projects going on. They have promised a lot in the past. Some things didn't really materialize, but it has a lot of potential. And as I said, they're involved with the European Union. I think there's still some crazy price moves to happen. I think they haven't really seen the boosts that some other cryptos have been seeing in this current bull market. So we can have a look at Iota quickly here on CoinMarketCap. To be honest, I must admit I don't know where they actually are. But it's one crypto I hold as well, and I think there is some catching up to take place. I mean, whereas with, for example, Cardano is already basically here, has already seen a new all-time high. I mean, the all-time high here was back in 2017. Since then, they haven't really seen a new all-time high, but I think there's still something to happen in this bull market. I think we haven't seen it yet, and for me, fundamentally, there is a lot that Iota has to offer, and I think that is just we don't see that in the price yet. So I think I recently bought some more Iota. Well, how high will Cardano go? That all depends on the time frame. I think this year we could see if Bitcoin goes above 100K, I think we could even see $10, maybe short term towards the end of the alt season this year. But it would be very optimistic. I think something between $5 and $10, but 10 is the maximum this year, I think. I think in 5 years, and I always refer back to the stock to flow model. So with the stock to flow model, the prediction is that Bitcoin, and it was very, very accurate in the past, the prediction is that Bitcoin will get to $1 million in 5 years or in 4 years. So for me, that would mean Cardano can reach $30 in 5 years, maybe even more. And we need to remember that it's not over in 4 years, so there will be another bull market after that. And for me, it's a bit like buying, like Amazon like 20 years ago. So when you bought Amazon 20 years ago, today you've made a lot of money. So for me, that is a long-term investment. Just catching up on some of your questions here. 12th of September, my personal guess, 12th of September, I think we will have something like $3.50 to $4, I think. But it might drop after that, but because prices have really then gone up quite crazy. but that's what I believe. So that it might be like last time, after the last hard fork in March, that we saw a local peak and then prices sort of dropped and moved sideways a little bit, and then there will be another sort of move to the upside where there might be then a new all-time high, and after that maybe then we're already at the end of the current bull market and enter the crypto winter, if there is one, because some people talk about a super cycle potentially, and this cannot be ruled out. It might actually take place if, for example, inflation goes to the moon, and people will panic buy cryptos because they can't panic buy houses anymore because houses are getting too expensive in many countries. Price prediction for today, I don't think there will be much happening today. I think moves will happen next week when more volume is in the market. I think here Sunday evening it's really a quiet time really. But I think we need to watch that 270, that line here, the top of that channel in which Cardano is trading in at the moment. So I think that is quite an important level. There's a channel here and the top of this 266 to 2, and you know, this is going up. So depending on when we reach it, we probably need to get through the 270. So that is for me a target that needs to be achieved and then broken through to see further price moves towards the $3. I mean, we could even continue in this channel for a while, and even that way we can get to $3. But it would probably take, you know, it will take a week or so, which wouldn't be that long, to be honest. Breakout now. I'm not sure about the Dogecoin prediction. I'm not really looking into Dogecoin a lot. I actually hold a few Dogecoins only for speculation, but actually this is getting a bit more serious now with Dogecoin, that they are reinventing their foundation, everything. And there were these news about, you know, them sponsoring a football team. So I believe this is getting more serious with Dogecoin at the moment. So it was good that I bought a few, not much. Can you explain what the game plan? What do you mean with game plan? Sorry, Emil. Yeah. What do you mean with that? Sorry. Exactly. Bitcoin is the problem. We need Bitcoin to move up, I believe, because that is also why it's moving sideways. We can see Bitcoin here at the moment trading in this symmetrical triangle, which is actually, you know, a trend continuation pattern. So it is a bit like a bull flag, actually a bullish pennant here. So we've got these huge posts here of the flag, and then we are now moving within this huge triangle. And then if that carries on, at some point, probably tomorrow, there needs to be a breakout either way, hopefully to the upside. But to be honest, we've already made some impressive gains since the 19th. We went up from 44 to 49, and next price target for Bitcoin is the 52K up here. There are some important resistance and support levels, so we really need to get to the 52K and beyond. I think 52 has been quite a important resistance and support level in the past. So we need to wait for that breakout here. It won't go sideways. It will go either up or down. Hopefully up, because what we can see is that this is actually a trend continuation pattern and we're moving up, and we've seen these huge pumps here. So it should really be now a consolidation before we move up further. But nobody really knows. But we've seen something similar here. So if you see that on the 5th of August, a very similar pattern. So one pump, another pump, then this consolidation and another pump. So that could be the same that we see now. One pump, another pump, consolidation, and another pump. And what you normally, your target is, and you can see that here clearly, that you take the last, let's say the last, well, you can actually take the length of that triangle and you just add it here, and then we'll probably end up at the 52. So the next pump could actually lead us to the 52K, which then at the same time could actually help ADA to break out. However, what we can see now that we're back at 255, so not great. I hope that 255 will hold because this is an important level. So let's see what happens. But guys, even if we go down, it's always a good opportunity to buy more. So I'm actually not worried if prices go up or down because I'm long-term invested, and for me it's actually bad if prices go up too fast because I'd rather have a little bit more time to buy more ADA at good prices. What's your biggest holding? My biggest holding is ADA. If ADA drops, what I need to go to the daily chart then. Need to adjust that. I think if ADA drops for me, and you can see that clearly here, if ADA drops, we might go down to this lower end of the channel in which we're currently trading. So let's say if that happened now, important support level is here at 215. Yeah, and you know, the longer this takes, the higher it will be because this channel is currently in an upward slope. So this is basically a rising support level, pretty much in parallel at the moment to the 20-day moving average, which might then be the next support. But yeah, for me, if there is a, let's say, more or less major drop, we will get down to this level. But bear in mind, this wouldn't be a catastrophe because we only been there like 4 days ago. We were at, really? Yeah, 186, yeah. Sounds like, feels like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, but actually on the 18th, we briefly had 186. Just crazy. But so just shows you the volatility in the market, shows you nothing is impossible. Doesn't mean that we necessarily now need to stay above the all-time high level. So at any time we can go down. I think it really looks like that we're going to trade in this channel for a while, potentially. Looks like it at the moment. Again, I think when ADA will be listed in Japan, I think it can only have a positive impact on the price because there will be more buyers coming in, more demand for ADA, and people normally staking their ADA, but more people will try to buy ADA, so could be a little bit of a squeeze when people suddenly want to buy, but I don't know how many people in Japan will be interested in ADA. I don't know how many people in Japan are actually interested in crypto. Probably not more than here, like maybe like 2 to 3%. I don't think it will pass the 266 today. I think because we are in the weekend, pretty much Sunday, don't think that there will be any crazy price moves today. I just hope we'll hold the 255, and then tomorrow maybe consolidate now a little bit, and then hopefully tomorrow with some new buying power. By the way, we can see that this level is holding again. That's pretty good. But seems like we're losing momentum now a little bit. But as you can see, this happened. Whoops. This happened before, so it's nothing new. We have always these areas of consolidation here after such a pump. We last time obviously we went up and then retraced, and then we went up, small retracement only. Now we moved up, might be a bigger retracement now again. So nothing to worry about, everything totally normal. The thing is, if we go up too fast, it will not be good anyway. It will not be good for the price longer term. Yeah, you say ADA might drop to 240, but not below that in this cycle. Well, just remember, 4 days ago we were at 186, so this can always happen. We're trading in this channel at the moment, I believe. So if we go down now, we could go to the, depending on when that will happen, to between 215 and maybe to between 240, because, you know, it depends on when we hit that line. Price prediction ADA end of 2021. So I currently think that the end of the bull market will be end of 2021. Pretty much like it was 2017 and 2013, I believe. So I think that at that point, when we're really at the peak, I think Cardano could be worth like $10, but only for a short moment. ADA. So yeah, I think 25th of August will be a big day. So this is only a few days away. So maybe that could be the catalyst that will help us to break that level and maybe even get to the $3. Bitcoin's not really doing any crazy moves at the moment. It's going down a little bit. Let's see if we can see something. The problem here with Bitcoin a little bit is at the moment, we could go down any minute because what you can see is actually a head and shoulders pattern. So for me, that really, you've got the shoulder here, you've got the head here and the other shoulder. If we now break this, we also move out of this triangle. That could be a significant move down. So we need to watch that. Head and shoulders normally a bearish, potentially bearish pattern. Or actually it's a reversal pattern. It's not necessarily bearish, but it's a reversal pattern where if we break that level here, I mean, we broke it before, but you can see that here, that the shadow of that candle here going down, but the buyers were quite strong then and went into the market again. So we see now a little bit of battling for this support line here. I hope we'll hold it, but it could just be that we just drop it, just drop down. What do you think about selling all my coins and go all in on Cardano? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm convinced Cardano will really go up, but other cryptos might do as well. Well, if you have shit coins, yeah, it might be. Then Cardano is probably, you know, a more serious investment. But it's always good to spread. For me at least, I think it's good to spread the risk. I mean, I don't think Cardano will go down, but it's good to participate in different projects because Cardano isn't the only good crypto project. I think it's one of the ones with the most potential, but there are some other good ones like Quant, ICP. They could be really some game changers as well, possibly more long term, but they could be Quant, ICP, VeChain, and Iota as well, of course. I believe ADA will drop back down to $2. I'm not sure if it goes down to $2. I think with, oh, by the way, this support level seems to hold, which is good. So if the head and shoulders doesn't play out, that can only be good for ADA as well. But we've broken that level now, it's down to 254. But again, nothing to worry about. That's just normal price moves. So again, this 255 level is pretty important. Actually, I need to reduce it down a little bit, but that's pretty much the previous all-time high that we now broke today. So that then acted as support, and hopefully it will not become resistance again. But yeah, we're losing a little bit of momentum now in the price. So if we're having a look at the RSI, still in the bullish range, but just touching the 50. So above 50 is normally bullish. Bear in mind, this is only the hourly chart, so it can change frequently. The MACD going red as well. And down here, the so-called awesome oscillator also losing momentum. So yeah, it's not looking too good for Cardano at the moment. But again, is then potentially a good buying opportunity as well. How can we compare Cardano with Solana? So Solana is not very decentralized, I believe. I'm not an expert with Solana. But they also support, smart contracts, decentralized applications. They have proof of stake as far as I know. But I heard, I don't think it's very decentralized like Cardano. So Cardano is one of the most, if not the most decentralized cryptocurrency. But again, Solana as well, they want to be scalable, they want to be faster than, for example, Visa. They want to be one of the fastest blockchains. And I believe at the moment, I can't remember what their TPS is. I think they can do around 65,000 TPS, which is pretty good. But as we know, with the Hydra solution, I think Cardano will eventually be able to do like 1 or 2 million TPS, which would be crazy. What do you think of XRP? Yeah, they will settle soon. I'm 95% sure they will settle soon. If they really go to $20, I think that would be a very bold statement. But yeah, longer term maybe. I think XRP has a lot of potential. I think the price is held down because of this lawsuit that's going on, but they will settle. 96% of cases are settling with the SEC. And if you look who's invested in XRP or who's actually around some corners is partnering with XRP and has an interest in XRP, like basically the elite of finance, then you know that they will not lose. They have strong supporters, like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, like Rockefeller Foundation, like various banks. So XRP will survive. XRP will just go to the moon. That's why XRP is one of my biggest holdings as well. And the price is really good at the moment still, in my opinion. So I buy regularly XRP. What other coin do you think is underrated and is best like Cardano is? Well, I think XRP is still underrated. XRP doesn't have the greatest community in my opinion, but it's also centralized and it's completely different use case. But even they want to start supporting NFTs and smart contracts. So I think that is good. Algorand, I think, still has a lot to catch up. Algorand is probably cryptocurrency which has a lot of potential still, also from a price point of view. But that's only my point of view. So, and Iota as well, I think. And VeChain is, again, there will be crazy moves as well with VeChain. Also, especially long term. Strong partnerships, and a bit more risky is then probably ICP and potentially Quant. But they have gone up quite a lot in value already. So I can't really answer the question if you should buy now or wait, because nobody knows what's going to happen. I think if we stay above this, we need to stay above this 255 level, and then we will probably continue our way to the upside. But if we break that, there might be a little bit longer consolidation. But then again, if you're investing long term, it probably doesn't matter if you buy at 250 or 240. Should you buy now? So, how was breakfast? Oh yeah, well, I didn't have any in the end. I have been waiting for an actual dip for the past week or so. Well, there was a dip 4 days ago to 185, so that was a possibility. Because we were down here, 188, 185, 187, that was on the 18th of August. So that would have been an opportunity. And I think if we're really trading in this channel, at some point we might really go down again to something like 220. So that might be an opportunity then if you're looking for one. Kunal, thanks for joining. Can you explain in short? Well, summary again for anybody who's joined recently. I think we're looking here at a little bit of a longer consolidation. I don't think that anything exciting will happen today, my point of view, because we're losing momentum a little bit. I think we have to wait for more volume tomorrow. I think we need to watch this 255 level, which is the previous all-time high, which we just basically achieved. Oh no, it's up here actually. It's the 258, but the 255 is the level that really provided some support today. I think we need to watch that. And it also provided resistance here and acted as support before as well. So that's a level for me, 255. We need to watch, and we need to be able to break out above the 270 here, or it's a bit hard to say because this is a resistance level which is moving up. It's part of a channel that we're currently trading in. I actually need to move that angle down a little bit. So, but yeah, we don't really have the momentum now. I think that we need to break to the upside. And if we go down, the next big move down could be down to this move, the support level, which is an upward movement, which is good because the longer it takes, the higher the price will stay. but I think that's an important support level here. And the support level is there because Cardano is currently trading in a channel, this channel here. So we can actually predict where prices might go potentially. Yeah, Solana too much controlled by founders. Yeah, I heard that it's pretty centralized. If XRP loses its case, will XLM benefit? Well, it might do, but XRP is already too much involved in the financial industry. They have strong partners. They've made these transactions there in between Japan and the Philippines, and there are, I think, more are happening already. This is already involved. They've got their partners, the contracts are ready. They won't lose. I mean, honestly, they won't lose. I don't think they will. There will be a settlement potentially because most cases with the SEC are settling 96%. All the recent cases and lawsuits against, there were a few lawsuits against, I think, decentralized exchanges or whatever, and they all settled. So there will be a settlement. And as I said, XRP has strong supporters in the financial industry, really strong supporters. What about EOS? Yeah, I hold some EOS. I think EOS has really done well in recent bull markets as well. I think EOS is still a good project, and I hold not massive amounts of EOS, but I think it's quite an interesting project. Also, smart contract platform, which really wants to work without any transaction fees, and also wants to conduct millions of TPS. So it's certainly an interesting project, which doesn't receive a lot of attention, however, in my opinion. But it's still a good project. So a dump will happen eventually. Yes, there will be one potentially, because just remember, it's always easy when prices go up like that to think we can't go down anymore. But we were here at 188 just on the 18th of August. We were looking at 168 on the 12th of August. We were looking at 146 on the 10th of August. So this will always be in an up and down movement anyway. The question is just how much down do we go? And I think if we go to the 4-hour chart, because in the 4-hour chart there are some, let's say, more significant support levels. So we can see that on the 4-hour chart, historically the 20-day moving average has been a really good support level on the 4-hour chart. You can see that has really been a good support level here for various weeks. And the 50-day as well, but the 20-day is just closer. But if the 20-day failed, the price went down to the 50-day moving average, and then that provided support. So we can assume potentially tomorrow at some point the 20-day moving average will catch up on the price. So it might act as support. If that breaks for whatever reason and we go down, that there will be at least the 50-day moving average, which is a stronger support level. And if that should that fail for whatever reason, which I don't think it will be, then we've got this support level of the channel. So just reading the comments. The drop could be soon after the 12th of September. Yes, it could be. I'm holding staking. Yes, I'm doing the same. I think staking is the way, because if you hold ADA, you want to get some free ADA. That's the goal. And if you can stake with a stake pool, which will give you some tokens on top, like Ray or like Melt or like Ergo, even better. Then you get your ADA as rewards, plus some other tokens airdropped at some point. I plan to hold ADA until the end of the bull run. Yes, the thing is, you never know when the end is. That's the problem. So the right moment of exit, it's nearly impossible to find the top of the bull market. My strategy would be, I'm holding long term anyway, but as I said, I also have a trading portfolio. So for me, it is, if I see that the momentum that, if I see that we get close to 85,000 for Bitcoin, which is the level that the stock to flow model is predicting, then I will sell 25% of my portfolio. Should we drop after that, then this will just go into my long-term portfolio. But if we continue to go up, then I will probably sell the next 25% maybe a week later, a couple of weeks later. So I wouldn't sell all of my cryptos in the trading portfolio at once, because it's impossible to time the top of the bull run. What is if it's like the last few bull runs when we enter the bear market? It's probably that we reach the top of Bitcoin before we will reach the top of the altcoins. So maybe a few days later, after Bitcoin starts to drop, the altcoins will drop as well. But that can all happen very quickly. That is why it's so important to have access to various exchanges. So you want to be proactive and have various exchanges, be registered on various exchanges, so that, because there will be a lot of heat in the market, many people will want to sell, so that you can sell as well. You need to have access to various exchanges, because if one doesn't work, you can go to the next one. That's at least my strategy. Bear market not near. No, hopefully not. I mean, there are people talking about September, but I think that's too soon. I think it will be around December. There are also people talking about a potential super cycle. So with a potential super cycle, it won't, everything will be different. You know, you won't see that drop. You will just have a continuation of the bull market. And this is actually a realistic possibility because of inflation and the more increased adoption of cryptocurrencies. When do you think Cardano will control its own volatility or movement in the short or long term? Yeah, most cryptos are related to Bitcoin. Some cryptocurrencies have decoupled themselves from Bitcoin already to a certain degree. So examples are ICP. ICP, which is, where is ICP? It's somewhere here, isn't it? Internet Computer. That has really decoupled itself a little bit from Bitcoin, and also Quant. Really good project, Quant is. One of my, here, 61 on CoinMarketCap. Has really moved up quite a lot now. To be honest, it's one of my favorite crypto projects because I believe it has really high potential. But you can see that the price is crazy at the moment. But I think that could go 4 digits, maybe even 5 digits in the next 4 to 5 years. So that is why I'm buying. I stopped now at the all-time high. It's a bit crazy at the moment. But I started talking about this on this channel when it was, I think, around $60. Some point in June, $70. But after that, we're now at 190. So when will Cardano decouple itself? Hard to say, really. That will be years away, I guess. What will happen on the 12th of September to the ADA price? So for me, most realistically, I think, and I said it before, but you might not have been in the last stream. I think we'll see something similar to the previous. The previous, here on the 1st of March was the previous Merry hard fork. We saw 3 waves going up, or you could argue that was the first one here. Then we saw another wave, another wave, another wave, and then after the hard fork we saw sideways movement for a while. Even prices going down before we then moved to the new, or to the all-time high back then. So it could be because of the anticipation, the excitement that's in the market, that prices will go up until then, and then people will take profits because the prices have just gone up too much. Yeah. But I don't think there will be a huge sell-off before the 12th. As I said, maybe a few days before that there might be one. So you might want to be prepared for that. The problem is, if everybody thinks it will happen after the 12th, it might actually happen a bit earlier. Based on how the chart is going, do you think it's going to go more down or up? I think it's hard to predict. I think at the moment we're really trying to hold the 255 level here. And as long as we're holding the 255, which you can see here, this is the 255 level. We've been above that now, even though prices have gone down, but we've really held that on the 4-hour chart. And even on the hourly chart, you can see actually the the candle was already closing below that, but here on the 4-hour chart it didn't close below that. So we are holding that level, which is healthy. So I would want to see the next candle being a green one and then go up. It's hard. I need to wait. Sometimes I need to wait for the signals. So when it's actually breaking down, and then for example, you have another candle where this level is tested, and we're going down further, then you can assume we will probably go down for a moment. But at the moment, I think as long as we can hold that, we'll probably go up. The thing is also, I mean, we talked about that before, this sort of cup and handle pattern. You can really see, again, this round shape starting to develop, and now this handle forming. And if that forms, this could be a cup and handle. It's a bit not really round, but this rarely is the case that they are really round. And then you have this sort of handle forming here, and then you could really see a boost to the upside. The cup and handle is a really bullish pattern. Alternatively, you could argue that this is something like a bull flag, where you have this here is the post of the flag, and then you have a channel now going down, and at the 50% retracement normally, you shouldn't go below the 50% retracement, but we've actually gone below it a little bit, but that could indicate if you have something like a bull flag, it's actually a bullish move. It's just a short-term retracement where we get some more energy before we actually going to go up more. So I think it looks good at the moment. Yep. Yes, I think having multiple exchanges is a very good idea. You don't want to be dependent on just one exchange. Also, you want to have several bank accounts, I think, not just one bank account, and you want to make sure that you have crypto-friendly bank accounts. Depending on how many profits you have, if you send them from a crypto exchange all at once to your bank account, they could actually potentially, depending on which country you live in, they could freeze your bank account just because money laundering and stuff. Facebook is planning to launch their own crypto ES at the end of 2021. That could be a huge one because I heard that China is planning potentially to build their own CBDC, central bank digital currency, together with Facebook DEM. That could be huge. But I don't know when the launch will be. Have you looked into what OMI? No, Ecomi. No, sorry, I haven't looked into that. Buy the dip. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Buy the dip if ADA goes down. It's actually good if the price goes down a little bit because I don't really want to buy at all-time highs. Thanks, Jeff, for that comment. Glad to help. It's nice if I could be helpful. Thanks anyway. Thanks to all of you, because this channel is really doing really well, and I couldn't have done that without all of you. And apparently the content really helps some of you really out, which is nice, and that motivates me to carry on as well. So this is all looking really good, and again, thanks for all your positive comments, and yeah, thanks for all your encouragement. Yeah, cup and handle, close enough. Yeah, it could be. Waiting for that handle to form, which is another sort of round shape, or alternatively, because the thing is, if you look at that pattern here, this cup and handle, potentially, we have that we had that a few times now. You can see that here, small handle forming, going up. So these are just normal retracement. Even here, going down, you didn't really have a handle though, but sometimes it's not really a handle, sometimes it's just a bull flag, and in the end they are doing the same really. Again here, small cup, handle, going up. And if you ever look at the whole Here you had one here as well, a major one. That was before the all-time high in May. So we had this sort of, sometimes they're not really round, are they? But you had this, with a lot of fantasy, cup shape, this handle here, and then we really made a massive move to the upside. So it's interesting how these patterns sometimes really play out. But sometimes, they sometimes just don't work out, but they can give a really good guidance, especially if you use them together with moving averages and indicators. But sometimes they just don't work out. They normally work, depending on which pattern it is. Normally it works out like 70% if you can read the other indicators as well. But sometimes you just have to wait for the signal. For example, if you break a support line, and it could be that is not a problem if the candle is still, if the candle closes still above it. So if you just go through and the buyers then step in and buy again, then it's actually not a problem, because that's actually a good sign. Here, for example, we've tried to break that support level now twice, but both of the times the buyers stepped in and bought it. So we are now within the range above the support level again, above this 255, 256 level. Any site sources you'd recommend to learn how to read charts? Not really, I think. Well, I personally started anything really I learn on YouTube. I mean, using the charts, I've done that for many years now, because I did a lot of trading on the of stocks and shares in the past. So I've got quite a bit of experience with that. And I attended a course one day, but you can learn a lot just by watching there are some really good YouTube channels about how to learn charts and identify patterns. And by the way, you can on Google, you can find all these patterns. You just print them out, and they already tell you if it's a bullish or bearish pattern. And again, they don't work out all the time, but my advice is just start with simple indicators like the moving averages. They already help you, and then some just basic support and resistance levels. And later you can start to use some of the other indicators, but they are the simplest ones. Just support and resistance levels, and the moving averages, 20, 50, and 200. Yes, which banks are crypto friendly in the UK? Because I opened 2 banks account recently. So in the UK, I opened 2 banks accounts, very easy. One of them was Revolut. Revolut is a crypto friendly bank. You can even buy Bitcoin through the Revolut app. And the other one is Nuri. Nuri is as well Nuri, another very crypto friendly bank. They both support crypto trading. So absolutely crypto friendly. I mean, I'm with HSBC now, and it's just a nightmare. Also, another one which is crypto friendly is Tide, TIDE, also called Clearbank. Yeah, it's a good point, Paul. I think smart contracts will support the price of ADA after the 12th. That's what I thought about as well. So you have obviously, you can look at how the past worked out when we look at the Merry hard fork, and that prices dropped after the hard fork. But to be honest, the Merry hard fork for end users wasn't really exciting. But actually now it is, because you can actually get onto the ecosystem. You can start to use the D apps. So it might actually be that maybe we just get a short-term drop, because there will be some profit taking potentially. But then prices will go up rapidly again, because there is now a real need for ADA coins and other tokens on the ecosystem. I bought a little more ADA yesterday, Harry says. Oh, thanks, because of the channel. Yeah, again, I don't really want to give any recommendations here, because everybody's situation is individual, and also I don't really want to have the pressure. I like to, give some education, really help you to stay close to the price action, so you can come to your own decisions and conclusions. And again, I don't want to give any financial advice, but if you come to the conclusion yourself that you want to buy because of you understand the charts better, or you learn about the fundamentals of Cardano, that's perfect. How much down can ADA go? Well, theoretically everything could go down to zero, but we don't want to hope that. So the thing is, everything is always possible. If you just imagine how that just a month ago, you know, we were still somewhere here, even here. A month ago we were at $1. So it's just crazy how many gains we made in just a month. And if you look at the last all-time high, you can see how quickly prices can go down. And it's a question that's really impossible to answer, because there could just be an outside event we don't know about, and then prices could just go down to, again, $1. I think for me, like, the most massive support level that Cardano has is really the $1 level, because, and this was here, and $1 was really, you know, it provided major support various times. So if there's really like a catastrophic event or whatever, I think $1 will still be a major support level. And I don't think, because of all the ADA which is staked, I don't think it will be very easy to break that. You can see it so many times that ADA tried to get below $1 and immediately buyers stepped in. There was a lot of I don't want to, maybe even manipulation, because you can see these huge candles actually going down. People tried to push the prices below $1 and it didn't work. So the buyers were just too strong. Cardano is just too strong to fall below $1. And we've been above $1 now since pretty much since February this year. I wouldn't think that we easily get below $1. So I got some more ADA. Yes, please, can you turn up a little bit the audio volume? Oh yes, sorry, I'm sitting next to the microphone. Hope that's better now. Do you have any ideas which NFT can be a next Axis Infinity? No, sorry, I haven't really looked into that. Revolut does not send money to Kraken. Okay, don't they? Okay. So the other bank which seems to be very crypto friendly is Nuri, Nury, and as I said, Tide, Tide. They are both very crypto friendly. I haven't had any problems with them. But Kraken is a really good exchange. I can only recommend it. Yeah, and I can only talk about UK banks because I live in the UK. So apparently Ali Bank in the USA is another one. The National Bank of Canada is crypto friendly. Okay. Bitcoin ETF, interesting. Yeah, congratulations if you bought at 38 cents. That's fantastic. Didn't buy enough. Yeah, I'm sure you didn't, because nobody knows really, is it? But yeah, as I said, I don't think something exciting will happen today. So I think, however, it's looking good for Cardano. It seems like that we are actually holding this, seem to be holding this price above 255. And I'll go back to the dollar, to the hourly chart. And we can see that we tested this level now a few times, 1, 2, 3, 4 times at least. And we're not getting through. So the buyers are here, which is nice. We now see that this on the hourly, the 20-day moving average is moving up, but it seems like you can see this candle now getting smaller. So it seems like this really provides some support for the price. Now that the 20-day moving average is coming higher. So that could push the price a little bit higher, which would be good. Sometimes it's good to delete some lines because I don't really want to have too many lines in the try to keep it clean. I mean, you could even argue that we now have this sort of small uptrend from here maybe. So you can clearly see that we touched with a candle this line here. Now we touched it again, so we're going higher. and this could provide some support actually. Sometimes you get these trend lines, and it could mean we need to observe that, but it could mean that going forward maybe we have something like an ascending wedge here, so where the price will get squeezed, but we won't see that. We need to see how that's playing out. Ascending wedge wouldn't be great because it's actually a bearish pattern, but we need to see. It is a bearish pattern because you can see that while the lows get higher, the highs actually don't get higher. So we just need to observe it. Don't know, that's just something that could potentially come out of this, but it's of course not guaranteed. Then we just need a bit more time to see what kind of patterns are forming here. Can't really make anything out that's too clear to me. I mean, the alternative is we had these pumps here, yeah. So potentially we also get a triangle formation here, and it looks like that could be one. That's why the price moves up and down are pretty slow at the moment. So if we had something like that, so a symmetrical triangle, you can clearly see that we had this that the price really gets less and less volatile, especially here in the last few hours. So that could mean that in the next few hours there could be a decision point. And again, symmetrical triangle is normally a trend continuation pattern. So we're clearly in an uptrend. We've just made a new all-time high. So for me, that would be actually a bullish move. Yeah, I spoke about XRP earlier. I think XRP has a lot of potential. Sorry, Lloyds Bank, I'm not sure. I'm not using Lloyds Bank. But yeah, XRP, very bullish I am. Thanks, Samus. I hope that's how I pronounce it. Yeah, channel is really growing very rapidly. And again, I couldn't do that without all of you. The channel, but it's not me. It's the niche. I mean, Cardano is just at the moment highly popular, and we're making new all-time highs. It took me a couple of months to get to 500 subscribers, and it then took me only a week to get from 500 to 1,000, and it took me another week to get from 1,000 to 2,000, and now only a few days and I'm nearly at 3,000. So that's fantastic. And again, thanks for all of that. But it's fun as well. You know, I like to see how I can help people, educate a little bit. But it's all easy as long as prices are going up, I tell you. If prices are going down, I'm not looking forward to that. And also, I believe popularity of the crypto space on YouTube will decrease in a bear market. So it's the right time now to grow a channel. Yeah, so Japan 25th, so that's Tuesday, isn't it? Or is it Wednesday? Wednesday. That will be interesting. Looking forward to Wednesday. I mean, I don't know if really on the first day people will just buy ADA like crazy, but I'm not sure if that will have an immediate effect. But it could support the positive price development before the hard fork, of course. But then again, it's different. If we had the United States now, you know, launching sort of ADA on the exchanges, that's a bit different to Japan. Japan is, to be honest, a small country. There is still buying power, but it's still quite a small country, isn't it? No, Japan has not listed Cardano. Japan, the news came out in the beginning of August that they are working on it and that on the 25th of August they will list it. So there were news that they plan it and that it will be launched, but it hasn't actually launched yet. It will be launched on Wednesday, listed on the first exchange. I think it's only one exchange. I'm not quite sure, but I know that Japan, they have quite strict regulations. So it's a good sign that Cardano made it and got approval. Yeah, thanks, Gothic Light. Yeah, I don't try to be I try to be a serious crypto channel because I think that is helpful for the community. I mean, I saw a channel. I mean, I'm German originally, and I saw in Germany there's a channel really pumping XRP and talking about XRP could go to $150 and stuff like that. I think this is not good for the crypto space, even though this guy is getting a lot of views, but he's also getting a lot of dislikes. But really, always try to be responsible as well because there are so many new people in the crypto space, and if you tell them some crazy stories, that's not good. It will not benefit the crypto space in the long run. I think it's important to be serious and understand, especially now with the channel will probably in the near future will have 10,000 subscribers, and at that point then you have responsibility as well. So hi Thomas to Slovenia. ETH loading, ETH losing capital to ADA. Sorry, I don't understand that. ETH losing its capital to ADA and then will reverse. Sorry, I don't understand the question. Samus. Yes, Deepesh, I always try to give accurate information always on time if I can. I always try to do it 3 times a day at least, because at the moment a lot is happening in the crypto space. So we can also have a look about Cardano news, what's going on. So this, by the way, is a good page to get really all the Cardano news in one go. It's called newsnow.co.uk. I'm not sure, they might have a .com page as well, but they have a lot of news about cryptos and Cardano as well. So we have current news. Cardano reaches all-time high as rally continues. Yes, we know that. Cardano becomes third altcoin. We know that. Oh, third altcoin after Terra and Solana to hit all-time high. Who's next? So that's an important one. Yes, Cardano was quite quick in getting to the all-time high. Cardano creates higher low. Yes. Bullish cup and handle pattern. That's what we talked about. There's a huge cup and handle pattern that actually helped Cardano to get to the new all-time high. Cardano Innovators Kick.io's public sale is preparing for liftoff on the 16th of September, so you want to be prepared for that. Kick.io is the Kickstarter, is the one of these launch platforms on the Cardano ecosystem, so that's going to come in public sale. So if you want to grab some tokens, that might be the right possibility and opportunity. Interest in Cardano rises before Alonso hard fork. Yes, it does. This is an interesting one. Cardano's ADA sees 1.3 million inflows from financial institutions, exceeding XRP, XLM, DOT. Just shows you how much interest there is now in Cardano. I mean, companies and institutions see just the potential in Cardano at the moment. Yeah, Cardano's Alonso is a sure thing. So Charles Hoskinson in his recent live streams, he confirmed that everything is going really well. So that's a good sign. I think there will be I need to check their Twitter. I'm not sure when the Alonso 360 update will be. It must be next week actually, or did I miss it? I don't know. I'm so busy with YouTube at the moment and the charts. I actually probably don't know. It might be next. It's normally the end of the month update, the Cardano 360, where they really talk about everything. That's pretty much it. There's not a lot of news. Most of it is about Kick.io and the new all-time high. You can see Bitcoin testing that support level. That's Bitcoin, by the way. Testing the support level that we just talked about, but was rejected. So we're in the game. Moving towards the apex of this triangle. And Cardano, again, you can see that the buyers are stepping in again. Also very similar. You can see the very similar pattern to Bitcoin at the moment, just moving towards the apex of that triangle. With Cardano, it's the same. So that will be interesting in the next few hours how that plays out. Yeah, Yasin, I can't really answer if it's safe to buy now. That depends on just too many factors. But if you're in the, for me, I'm still buying at the moment because I invest in the long term. I read recently that ETH market cap was 18 times that of ADA in Jan 2021. It's now 5 times. Yeah, you can see that it could have been because Cardano really, I don't know how it was in January, but obviously now you can see the market cap of Cardano now, it's 82 billion and yeah, it's pretty much 8. Yeah, it's 5 times. So we are getting closer. I mean, we overtook Binance and we're quite comfortable ahead of Binance now, Binance Coin. But XRP is going to catch up as well. And Doge, of course. I think ADA in the next few days, I mean, I'm not sure about the next 2 days, but next week I think we'll see some bullish moves again. We need to see this one here, ADA. We need to see how this plays out because this will determine the next few moves. So we're now moving, we're consolidating after the recent price increase. We're now consolidating and we're moving into this apex now, and it's never guaranteed how it turns out. But if this is a symmetrical triangle, which it looks like it is to me, then this should be a trend continuation pattern. So we should actually see a breakout to the upside. And what makes me what makes me think that is that we actually have this 20-day moving average coming in here, the blue line, which seems to now at the moment act as support. So actually, because this is going up, this is actually pushing the price up as well at the same time. So it could help with the breakout out of that triangle. We need to be careful that this does not become a cup and handle pattern. Not cup and handle. A head and shoulders. Head and shoulders is normally a reversal pattern. So you have one shoulder here, you've got the head here, and we don't want to break below, I believe it would be here probably. We don't want to break below this level here at 250. Because that's also the 50-day moving average. Do you think ADA is stealing market cap from ETH? Possibly. I think a lot of, yeah, depends. If people are ETH maximalists, they will probably not invest in ADA, but there will be people who will move over. I heard of a lot of people selling their ADA for selling their ETH for ADA now. So yeah, people are doing that. Take profits. I don't know if you want to take profits. Do it. I wouldn't do at the moment. So I'm not taking any profits at the moment anyway. ADA will hit $3 within this week. I think so. ADA is moving like ETH was in last bull run. I mean, we can have a look. What's always interesting is to maybe overlay sometimes charts, So we've got the Cardano chart here now. Go back to the daily chart. Let me just delete that here. And then we can bring in the ETH chart. We can see how that moves in parallel at the moment, if they move in parallel. So we can go to compare. I'm going to add Ethereum in here. It's a bit hard to see maybe, but what we can see, orange is now Ethereum. So you can see and this is still ADA here, and you can see how Cardano started to outperform Ethereum on the 10th of August. So Ethereum just continued to move sort of sideways, a little bit up, but Cardano just really broke out like crazy. Probably it's better to see here. So the funny thing is, I'm gonna delete these red lines. You can see it clearer then. So I made a video on that. I think here. I think I made a video around the 6th, 7th of August. And at the time I said that Cardano has a lot to catch up on Ethereum because we saw the Ethereum price really going up quite steep. And just a few days after I made that video, we really saw that pump, and Ethereum and Cardano obviously caught up on Ethereum. And we've now overtaken Ethereum. We're up here, whereas Ethereum is down here somewhere. So yeah, we've really outperformed Ethereum. I'm gonna take it out again. And again, we're back here where we really need to see what's going to happen with the Cardano price. Really squeezed into this apex now. And something will happen in the next 3 hours because you can see this is obviously the hourly chart. So the next candle will be here, the next candle will be here, and then here. And it can't go on like that forever. So there needs to be a breakout either way. Yeah, thanks for anyone who is subscribing. Really highly appreciated. Spread the word about any channel that deals with Cardano and tries to support Cardano, so that's helpful. 1 hour head and shoulder doesn't matter. Yeah, that's true. 1 hour charts are not that meaningful. But I've got it open here because we just want to see what's going on. But yeah, that's true. 1 hour is less meaningful. Even the support levels are less, moving averages are less meaningful on the 1 hour chart. So yeah, I think it's all looking really bullish. Would like to see how this is playing out on the 1 hour chart. Can go back to the 4 hour chart here. Yeah, I think I can't really say much more. I think that's pretty much the news. And we're pretty much not moving. And the reason we're not moving is because we are really squeezed into this triangle at the moment, which I think is a good sign. The last few times we had this triangle, we moved to the upside. So because the symmetrical triangle is generally a trend continuation pattern, we saw that yesterday, we saw that the days before, whenever we had that in the last few days and even weeks, we always moved to the upside. I have the #1 channel by the end of the year. I'm not sure. There are some other channels with far more subscribers and they are doing really well as well. This is the best channel for ADA. Thanks a lot, Crypto Dad. The thing is, though, I can always be wrong as well. So don't honestly. I can always be wrong because these patterns just sometimes are not predictable. But I give my best to prepare you for what could be coming, and I also want to stay very close to the price action myself. So what's looking positive here on the 4 hour chart is down here, this AO, awesome oscillator, is turning green again, which is a nice sign. Also the MACD is still in the green. We're not in overbought territory and we have a trend continuation pattern. So for me, it's looking really bullish. And I think the next 4 hour candle will either be below or above this triangle. So that will then decide where we are heading. So yeah, but don't think there's much more we can talk about at the moment. So the next big move will happen in the next few hours. And I think that candle is just about to turn green here on the 4-hour chart. Seems like the bulls might be back a little bit, the buyers. So yeah, and as I said just a moment ago, that this 20-day moving average really seems to act as support now for the price and seems to drag it up a little bit. And that's my hope, together with all the other indicators turning bullish, especially on the 4-hour chart. And also the fact that we've now, this 255 level really acted as support now 1, 2, 3, 4 times on the 1-hour chart, really make me hope and believe that the buyers are quite strong. And even that candle here, where you can see that we really moved, already were all the way down to here actually, and we really just closed at the top here. Looks really bullish as well. So let me just check if you want. Yeah, I know clickbait. I mean, to be honest, Gothic Light, clickbait is always, there's always a little bit of clickbait on YouTube, and I guess you have to, otherwise you're not growing at all. But it's just not serious. As I said, I try to be a serious channel. No. I mean, there's always a little bit of clickbait, Nino, and however, I try to minimize it. Yeah, I don't think ADA will reach $150. That would be crazy. There's just too many coins. Turning green at the moment, 257 again. It's a good sign. Sometimes really interesting to just watch how the price action is happening. So because what we actually saw here on between 3 and 4 o'clock UK time, that's actually a bullish move, where you've got exactly that pattern between these two candles. I think it's called piercing line or something, and after that you normally see a move to the upside, which we did. So that's quite interesting. So now we're just moving towards the apex. So guys, I think I'm gonna close the channel now, or the live stream, because we just need to wait for the next few hours what's gonna happen. It's already 8 o'clock here in the UK, 8 p.m. Thanks for everybody who joined. And there will be live streams very shortly again. Can you do a recap of the tip of the start? Sorry, what do you mean, Nino? A good competitor of ADA. Well, Ethereum is the most popular competitor of ADA, I guess. So we can anticipate the next bear market. The thing is, nobody really knows when the bear market happens. That's the problem. I think we don't know actually until we really see the price moves. You know, when we get there and really everything starts to lose momentum, I think that's crucial. But that's why I hold just long term. The thing is, as soon as Bitcoin, I mean, I can only go with the stock to flow model. That was really accurate in the last bull markets and also bear markets, and it predicts that Bitcoin this year will reach 85,000. And for me, as soon as that is reached, the chances of a bear market will just go up dramatically. So when talking about profit taking, I would probably take some profits as soon as Bitcoin reaches 85K, and then it will probably go up further. So then I will probably every week or so take a little bit out of my portfolio and sell until I have a little bit left, and then anticipate the bear market. And if there is no bear market, at least this small part of my portfolio will participate in further price moves. But this is only my trading portfolio, so my long-term portfolio I will not touch anyway. I'll just keep on buying. All right, someone wants a summary, Emir. Okay, just a short, very short summary before I go, and then I close the live chat. So we're currently here. We've actually done quite well, the Cardano price, I think. For me, this 255 level was a crucial line of support to hold. And we could see that 4 candles tried to get through and 4 candles didn't get through. So the buyers were quite strong. We've seen a bullish move here from that red candle to the green candle. That is a bullish pattern, that specific formation here. And we are now back into the game here within this triangle. This triangle formation with this green move before, with this upward move before, it's called a bullish pennant. The bullish pennant is a trend continuation pattern, and all the indicators are telling me it's actually looking quite positive. So in the next few hours, looking at this, we're moving closer to the apex, but really a breakout could happen anytime now, hopefully towards the upside. So we need to get above, I would say, depending on when it happens. At the moment, we need to get above 259, between 257 and 259, depending on when it happens. And then we'll be above, and that will be a bullish sign. If we drop below that, below like the 255, that's slightly bearish. There will be some more consolidation then. I think at the moment we'll go up. That's what I can see here, what I can just predict. It's also my feeling, looking at how the prices move and the last green candles looking more bullish. The buyers seem to be strong, which we can see here because we didn't break the 255 line. All bullish. Bitcoin has an impact as well. Bitcoin doing a similar move. Also in this triangle here, where we are going to move into the, but it will take a bit longer before there's a decision point actually. So it might take until tomorrow at some point. But looking good. We're back 257 now. I think next week is going to look really good for Cardano. More volume probably next week when buyers are back in the market, institutions as well. And yeah, I think that's the summary. So have a good night, depending on which time zone you are. I'm sure some of you, it's still early. Yeah, I'm sure I can probably add Bitcoin here in sort of half the screen. I can do that as well going forward potentially. So thanks for anyone again liking this video and live stream. Anyone subscribing, thanks a lot. This channel is really growing really well. Couldn't do it without you. Thanks for all your positive comments, and you know, I'm happy to do these videos going forward because there are a lot of people who want to see them, and it seems to help out a lot of people as well. Always try to be serious, don't try to hype things, but I try to genuinely say what I think, and by all means I can always be wrong, but what I really want to do primarily here is to educate, to make Cardano more popular as well, to educate about Cardano, educate about, you know, trading and charts, and generally about crypto, because I think that's the future. All right, I'm gonna close it now. Thanks a lot, everyone, and see you tomorrow. Bye.